Well, one of the best features that I think about the bike is this particular feature here, and that's that my issue being having that I have cerebral palsy. It's not my knees are bad, so that's one aspect of it. But the biggest aspect is stability and balance. That's probably my biggest challenge, walking or doing anything. So the one thing that I love about this bike is what I'm able to do right here, which is stand at a standstill and get on the bike mounted and begin riding. That's one of the safest parts about it that I like, and it's not something you can do on a two-wheel bike. You know, if I'm getting ready to slow down or have to stop at a signal or for whatever reason, starting in this position is actually really quite the advantage. So this is probably my favorite aspect of the bike itself.
Advantage as opposed to what, not riding a bike at all, or other designs out there?
You know, if I was on a regular two-wheel bike, you know, I'd have to kick off, and there would be a little bit of stability issue at a slow speed, so that would make me feel a little uncomfortable. So for that, you know, I don't have to worry about that. I can actually just sit here and start in a stop position. So that part I like. If I was on the regular two-wheel bike, like I was saying,
can you ride a two-wheel bike at this point, or?
It has been years and years since I've ridden one. Could I? I think with a little bit of practice, but I would be scared.
Okay. And
that's one of the, you know, things that I like, is not being scared.
In comparison, Lonnie, how do you get around on this versus the trike or the other recumbent bikes that you've been riding?
I think one of the things that I like about this is, versus the recumbent, is I feel like I'm riding a real bicycle. You know, I'm not sitting down, so I'm not sitting down with my legs out, which makes it for a difficult ride when I'm going uphill, and it makes it for a difficult ride.
I noticed when you were getting off the bike, you threw your leg over. It didn't seem too difficult. How does that compare with, you know, the recumbent bikes? I mean, because that's a lower stance, right? Is it better or worse?
It's actually better on this design, because when I get up off the bike, I'm already kind of standing, and I'm using the bike as my stability, and because it has the four wheels, that keeps things pretty stable. And if I hold on to the brake, then it stays perfectly still and allows me to get off of the bike safely. It's a little bit harder getting off the recumbent, because it's like I'm getting up from the ground, and that's just hard for me in general. So getting off the recumbent is a little more tricky, and it takes a little more effort on my part to see what that's like. But the differences between this design and a recumbent is that I feel like I'm really riding a bicycle. And for anyone who is you know, disabled or has a physical issue, I think the idea of riding a bicycle that makes you feel like you're, you know, like everyone else is kind of cool. I think that's what we are looking for, is to feel normal. And there is a cool aspect of this bike versus, you know, I have a three-wheel recumbent, so it's a trike, and there's, you know, it's not as cool as this. You know, to be quite honest with you, if people want to ask me why I have a four-wheel bicycle, I would have no problem telling them the story, because it's a better looking design. So
that's what we're going for.
There is a definite cool factor to this versus the trike. People see the trike and they probably think I have stability issues. If they see me on this, they think that I've got a lot of money and I'm just, you know, running around playing.
Well, it's got to be one of those.
Yeah. So I think it'd be worth pursuing just to see what that's like. But one of the things that's beautiful about this bike is that it makes me feel like I'm on a bicycle, and I wouldn't want to lose that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's probably more of a challenge on my part, and it's just one of those things that I'd have to overcome.
Fair enough. Last comments or thoughts for the record?
you know, this changed, you know, my whole way of thinking. It started with meeting you and getting on the bike and trying it, and because I started riding the bicycle, I got this fever to want to ride a bicycle, which made me go out and purchase the recumbent, and then that furthered my wanting to exercise, and so I went and joined a gym and started getting a lot more physical and you know, doing a lot of things that I didn't think I was capable of doing anymore. So just getting on the bike and learning to ride it and getting back kind of renewed my childhood a little bit and allowed me to think outside the box. It's why I got the walker, so that I wouldn't be on a scooter, I wouldn't be forced to sitting down and scooting around, I'd be forced to walk. I got one that didn't have a seat so that I couldn't depend on that to sit down, and made me more physical. I ride more, I go to the gym every day, and my life has considerably changed because of it. And I think it started with this. It started with, oh wow, I can have a normal life. I don't have to be trapped inside my house anymore. And for that much, that has done quite a bit for me. So to think that this was just a simple test ride, it actually accomplished a lot more. And I think anyone that thinks that they are going to be trapped inside the house or in their little area or boxed in their neighborhood, if they were able to get on a bicycle again and feel renewed, it would probably have the same effect. Maybe they might not join a gym, but they certainly would feel like a kid again. And anyone who's getting older with disabilities, or anyone who's young that feels like they're missing out, that would be quite the benefit.
Very good. Well put, Lonnie. Thank you so much for that. And I'm glad this has all been worth it for me right there too.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay. This is just video of me mounting the bike. I hold one brake, the front. Some people would probably hold the back. And then I bring the wheel to a position that, or the pedals to a position that I can start going. And it's pretty easy to start, not at all. I mean, yeah, that part's pretty comfortable. I have an easier time getting on this than I do the recumbent, without a doubt. I mean, it only takes a second.
Your right side is the weak side again, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, very good.